they thrive in. It's a good environment for them to get some work in.
Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. Your tax problems don't care who you are, but we do. First pitch on a Tuesday night in Oklahoma City is up to the leadoff hitter, Mackenzie Denson, for ball one. Time of first pitch, 6:05 p.m. as advertised, as promised. Denson takes the 1-0 pitch right on the outer edge for strike one. Better make sure you keep that crew at Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting on speed dial. They can help you out during this tax season. And thanks for joining us for the Sooner Softball pregame show, presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. A 1-1 swing and a miss for strike two to Denson. The left fielder hitting .411 on the season. Senior out of Mansfield, Texas. 8 extra base hits, 11 stolen bases. Sooner on infield in tight as Deal pounds the outside corner on a nasty curve, one away, and the backwards K. Oh, wow.
It's a good start.
Here's Amani Edwards. Tonight's a little different for us, just to kind of pull back the curtain beyond just our regular radio broadcast. Our call is being simulcast on ESPN+. So as Amani Edwards takes the first pitch for strike one, thanks to those of you who are tuned in, the incredible hard work of Jacob Potter, Craig Moore, Joel Manning, and the Sooner Vision crew help making this possible tonight. To make sure we can be your, I guess, eyes in voice. Well, if you're watching it, we're not really your eyes, are we? But welcome to our ESPN+ audience as well. Ball and a strike to Amani Edwards. Line drive, left field. Pickering's got a beat on him, makes the catch, and quickly there's two away. All right, one concern I have right now, we got to find a place to put the action clock. I've become so reliant on it that there's nowhere that I can, it's not out here. The action clock's not out here.
There's no clock. What are we going to do about that?
We count on our umpiring crew.
Oh, there's one.
Oh, is it? Where am I not seeing it? As Deal digs in.
Left field.
Oh, down the left field line. There you go. Wow. First pitch swing and a miss, strike one. I would assume, too, maybe there's one down the behind home plate. That is some kind of spot for the clock. I am not going to lie to you. I don't know if our camera crew, but it is there. It is just in a very unique location. Here comes the no ball, one strike pitch to the Durant product, Haley Morgan. It's up high. Morgan on the season has been solid. Not spectacular, solid, 271 average. Much like a majority of these starters for Tulsa. High in the stolen base category, 15 of 17. And there's a pop-up on the infield. Jennings back a couple steps, make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Oklahoma heads to the plate. Tulsa scoreless after the first half. In Norman at Love's Field, everyone standing, one finger in the air. As Kylie Nash, the righty, stares in the first pitch on a Tuesday night to Jada Coleman. Checked her swing, strike one. We have a very special guest who is joining us in the group. Lauren is with Omni Oklahoma City Hotel, and she joins us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
3 batters, right? That's our deal.
3 batters.
3 batters,
That's
okay.
the deal. Yeah.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Jada. She rips it to third. Bobbled, picked up, throws. Got her. Crowd doesn't like it. Bang, bang play. Nice job by Skaggs to hang with it over at third. She hit it hard, but there's one out. We appreciate your support.
Yes, of course.
Omni Oklahoma City is blown up. You've been there for about a year, a couple of years now?
Out there and get some sun.
Here they come.
It's really nice out there.
What are they going to say? They're pointing, and they are safe.
Oh.
Look at you. Your good luck.
There we go.
Erase that 5-3 from the book and give Jada Coleman a leadoff single. What a challenge by Coach Gasso. And the confidence of Fale Palima Steele, the first base coach, don't let it get lost, that she had the confidence to say, challenge it, Coach. She's safe, and she did. Here's Alyssa Brito. Where does your fandom rank? Are you a Sooner fan? You went to OU, right?
Oh, yeah. Sooner born, Sooner bred, baby.
First pitch to Brito. Almost hits her, ball one. So you're from Oklahoma City then, or?
Tulsa area, Bartlesville. Yeah.
She is a Bruin.
I am a
is what that
Bruin.
would mean. The Bartlesville Bruins. One of my very first basketball games I ever called was the Bartlesville Bruins. The 1-0 pitch swings and fouls it back. And the reason I bring it, because it was the first place I ever went where you guys had like bear paw prints that would like lead you towards the basketball arena.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Bruin pride, huh?
I have a fun fact for you.
Bring it to us after this 1-1 pitch. Little bit out.
Bruin is a pregnant bear. It's a female bear.
So you're telling me in my whole life of watching the UCLA Bruins, the Bartlesville Bruins, I never knew that a Bruin was a pregnant bear.
I should probably fact check that.
Is that something everyone knows and I don't? Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, called strike two. Two balls and two strikes.
Someone's going to call me out on that.
Hey, don't worry. We're only on ESPN Plus and on the radio network right now. I'm sure my mentions are doing well if that's incorrect.
Yeah.
I do like the confidence with which you came with that fact. You had me buying it.
Yeah.
I believe it. 2-2 pitch. Brito bounces it towards short. Could be 2 to second for 1. Beat it out at first. All right, we got one more hitter.
It's all in that marketing. You just got to sell. See? You got to sell it.
Yeah,
it's all in that marketing.
All in the marketing.
Yeah.
Hey, because I don't want you to get out before Tiare Jennings hits his home run and make it 2-zip.
Okay.
What's the best way to kind of get involved? Just get on the website, kind of check some of the rates for the weekends?
Yeah. Get on our website, omnihotels.com/Oklahoma City. We've got some good offers right now.
First pitch to Jennings is low.
We've got a longer days, longer stays offer that's going to be coming up here pretty quickly. So obviously the longer you stay, the better discount you get. So, yeah, we're getting ready for summer, though.
There's going to be, and Scissortail Park over there, so much cool stuff in downtown Oklahoma City. The 1-0 is popped down the right field line and pretty deep, slicing away from, but making a nice catch in right field for the second out of the inning. Good job out in right field for Tulsa I've got like 4 different names here. That's Kalen Bearpaw who made the catch. And Brito tags and advances to second. Thank you for coming up. I don't want you to miss your manager's fun, but you got us a runner in scoring position, so it's great.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
There you go. I'm the OKC supporters of Oklahoma Sooner softball. Here's Ella Parker. First pitch is in for a strike. That was awesome. Appreciate it. Great job. They're off. They're going to go have fun now.
Wow. We have fun.
I think that there was a fun little event that I was dragging her away from to brag on the OKC. Here's the 0-1 park to Ella Parker, or the 0-1 pitch to Ella Parker. It's on the outer edge for strike 2. Chad Spindler is one of the best umpires in the game. I don't know if we had a good umpiring crew this past weekend, just saying. But Chad Spindler behind home plate is absolute money. He'll give those pitchers that edge, so make sure you're ready to go. Ella Parker, who takes ball 1 low. How fun has it been to watch this young lady develop? She's been special.
Oh, my goodness. I have loved watching her. Her hands are just so quick to the ball. And there's not a pitch that she can't hit. So if I'm a pitcher, I don't know where you go with that.
The 1-2. A little bit out, 2-2.
She can hammer the outside corner. Inside pitches get sent far. I mean, she's a stud, and it's crazy that she's only a freshman.
She handles herself like she is an upperclassman, that's for sure. The 2-2 to Parker got her swinging, inning over. Oklahoma strands its first base runner of the game after an infield single from Jada Coleman. And strand a base runner, and some of the problems that have plagued the Sooners over the last few weeks jump up in the bottom half of the first inning. We're scoreless as Claire Skaggs digs in. You'll notice in this Tulsa lineup, as Skaggs takes strike 1, there is a lot of Oklahoma. They are loaded with players from the Sooner State. You heard Coach Gasso talk about it in our pregame show. Skaggs is one of them. She waits on the 0-1 and ball and 1 strike. I missed a little bit in. Or a little bit out, excuse me. My in and my outs are backwards. I don't know how you can get those two things backwards.
Come on.
What are we doing so far on the broadcast tonight, man? Here's the 1-1 pitch to the left-handed hitting Skaggs, who hops it once to Sid Sanders over at first, takes it to the bag, 4 up, 4 down. Skaggs is retired, and here's Abby Jones, the second baseman. Chrissy Strimple is in her 5th season as the head coach. Her staff includes Sandra Owens, former Razorback Jessica Dreswick. Grad assistant is Riley Keith. First pitch to Abby Jones from the Woodlands is a little bit out. And one thing I've noticed here early on, Coach Gasso talked about the need to be ready for the short game, be ready for the speed. Boy, Alyssa Brito is right in the hip pocket of the batter, trying to take away anything short, anything small down that third base line. A 1-0 pitch misses high, 2-0.
I think that's a good challenge. We saw some mishaps over with Brito at third base last weekend. It's a good opportunity for them to kind of clean it up. They need some pressure on the defense. They need to feel that this week.
It's a 2-ball, no-strike count here to Jones, and the lefty swings through the pitch for strike one, Abby Jones. They brought us one sheet for the lineups and the stats, and then they brought us a second sheet, and mine, I don't know what the difference is, except you can't read mine.
Shoot.
What
is that?
It's a smudged up mess. Swing and a miss for Jones for strike two. You know what? I see exactly what it was.
Blink, you're having yourself a day.
This is just not a good start for me broadcast-wise. I see what happened in the very first sheet they gave us. Only 14 games were there for Tulsa. Jones waits on the 2-2 pitch, takes it a little bit out, full count. Yeah, one of the they give us these pregame sheets that have the lineups, some extended stats. Sometimes early in the season there won't be stats on there, but they had the wrong stats on our first sheet. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Jones. She skies one to center field. Jada Coleman calls off Boone and has to race back and end up making the catch short of the warning track. Let's talk about that wind out there, Destiny. How challenging is it?
Yeah, I mean, you saw Jada. She's pretty good out there. She can read the ball really well, and it looked like a little challenging. The wind must have caught it. You could see those flags kind of blowing out directly towards center field, so it just carried a little bit.
Broken arrow stand up. Macy Cole digs in. Cole making her 35th start of the season, a .290 average. Right-handed hitting. Cole pops it up on the infield, deals under, and that'll do it for Tulsa in the second. Like to the bottom of the second inning is low and into Kinsey Hansen. We're scoreless. Along with Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. Special simulcast tonight on ESPN Plus, Sooner Vision on ESPN Plus, and right here on the Sooner Sports Network. A 1-0 pitch to Hansen. Low and in, 2-0. Tonight's game broadcast is brought to you by Omni OKC. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. Looks like there is some confusion over the wristwatch, the pitch watch, as some have dubbed it. By some, I mean me. I don't think it's caught on. It's kind of like wanting Lauren Foster's nickname of Fosty that a former teammate called her at the airport to catch on. It's not catching on. I don't think pitch watch is catching on either. Here's the 2-0 to K9. She fouls it back. Kinsey, look out. Ooh, that fan saved. I think he saved his wife, but may have paid the price with a little bit of a hand injury. Look, my man shook it off. He's good. Well, I say that. It wasn't my hand that thing rocketed off of. Got to stay awake here.
They're looking good. They're fine.
Looking good. They're fine. He almost caught it. Here's the 2-1 to Kinsey. Swing and a miss. Hansen's riding a 10-game winning streak. Did I say 10-game winning or hitting streak?
You said winning. I think, yeah.
Yeah, she's winning at the plate. How's that?
We know what you meant.
10-game hitting streak for Hansen, but she hasn't had a home run since the Friday night game against Texas Tech when she got injured. Here's the 2-2. She had a good cut there. Rockets another souvenir into the crowd.
She had been battling in the box. She's got some pretty good at-bats under her belt since she came back from that injury.
And she's been incredibly open and honest during her post-game media avails. This team hasn't really had to face some of the adversity that they've faced this year as the 2-2 misses inside 3-2. Though Kinsey dealt with adversity, think about the injury she suffered during 21 and trying to come back, and she just wasn't the same. The 3-2, she rips it foul down the right side and out of play. Took her a long time to really get going. And in fact, I think if you look back at the numbers in 21, you really didn't see the Kinsey Hansen that had started that season till the end of the year. So she knows about overcoming and dealing with adversity.
She's had herself quite a career. And I love, like you said, how she's been handling the media and handling some of these outcomes for the Sooners. But as a leader, I think she's one of the best out there. The way that she's communicating, and she's taking that leadership role on the field very seriously.
She'll trot down to first base as the 3-2 pitch misses low. Ball 4. Again, they have ruled the Jada Coleman, what I had down as a hit, as an error in the first inning. Here we go. Alina Torres. Just seems to be in the middle of everything, does Alina Torres. Now they're going to give her a strike. She wasn't in the box by the 10-second. No balls and a strike. It's a hard place to find that action clock, but Torres took a little bit too long, so she's behind on the count. No balls and a strike. Here's the 0-1, way outside, 1-1. It's hidden. It's down the left field line. It's up a hill, and it looks like it's leaned against a fence.
But it is there.
It's there. Here's the 1-1. Showed bunt, pulled it back, still took a strike. And just like that, Torres finds herself behind no balls and 2 strikes, coming off or 1 ball and 2 strikes, coming off a 2-hit game against BYU on Saturday. Went 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI, a clutch one in that Sooner win over BYU. The 1-2 pokes this one foul.
It's a good opportunity here to move that runner. We saw this past weekend so many walks. This Kinsey Hansen walk was the 221st walk of the season. Not many of them have scored.
That's the concerning part. Here's the 1-2. Popped up down the right field line, slicing out of play. Well, not completely out of play, but out of reach of Bearpaw down the right field line. Count remains 1-2. What does that say to you? Just lacking that clutch hit, lacking that timely hitting as Coach talks about?
It is timely hitting, but it's also just applying some pressure to the defense. We're not looking for a home run. You're not looking for anything dramatic. Just move your runners, sacrifice.
The 1-2 to Torres. She pops it out. Shortstop under it. Edwards makes the catch, and there is one away. Too many of those. First out of the game, out of the inning, and here's Cassidy Pickering. Pickering had a really nice start to the BYU series. She went 2 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in the Sooners' 8-zip run rule win, including a home run. But went 0 for 4, did walk twice in the Friday-Saturday games. The Humble, Texas product takes the first pitch right on that outer edge for strike 1. We can tell you that Chad Spittler, a buddy, has a pretty wide strike zone tonight as the shadows creep across the infield of USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium. The 0-1 is in for strike 2.
As long as he's consistent with his zone, I think that's something that the athletes need to adjust to on both sides of the field.
Just be consistent. Here's the 0-2 with Hansen at first. Are you kidding me? Cassidy Pickering just looked at 3 straight strikes. 2 away. Here's Sid Sanders.
Man, you don't see that often.
We got a delay up here so we can at least maybe see that last pitch as Sanders digs in. Well, that is a little loud, but first pitch to Sanders, low, ball 1. Had the 3-run walk-off home run Thursday night. And it's been a tough last 13 games for Sanders, who swings through strike 1. Went 1 for 2 on Thursday with that home run. 1 for 4 on Friday. Still finding a way to get on base. Had 3 walks Saturday. Kind of been in a bit of a funk, though. The 1-1 is out. 2 balls and a strike. Sanders takes a little bit of a walk, but again, everything sped up by that action clock. We've already seen it ding Torres for a strike because she wasn't in by 10. Here's the 2-1. Way outside, ball 3. Boone waits on deck. They are playing Sanders deep. Bearpaw in right field is only a couple steps in front of the warning track. Deep for Morgan and center. Same for Denson out in left field. Ball 4. What number are we up to now in season walks for OU, Destiny?
That is 222.
Well, if there's one player you can count on to try to be the igniter, here she comes, Riley Boone. On the season for Booney, she's been fantastic. Don't even have to narrow it down to last weekend. 443 average, 457 with runners in scoring position. She takes strike 1.
I have loved watching her career unfold. She has just gotten better and better and better every year.
The no ball, 1 strike pitch, hit foul down the third baseline. Wrote an article about her for Boyd Street Magazine. Really dug into talking to Gayla, her mom, talked to Trevor. I felt terrible because as soon as we got done writing it, I think Trevor moved on to Nashville after being at Albuquerque. So sorry, Gayla, it's all about the Albuquerque Isotopes in there. But she has a lifetime of overcoming adversity. The 0-2 pitch to Boone, bounced foul down the third base line. And I don't mean it in her personal life. I just mean she started high school ball at Edison. They had their tryouts and workouts in the basketball gymnasium.
Oh, my goodness.
She was the coach and essentially the star player. And she pitched before eventually moving on to Owasso. The 0-2 pitch to Boone, hit hard towards third, but scooped up by Jones. She'll still throw across to get the out. And the Sooners strand 2 more after Boone lined 1 to third for Oklahoma with Destiny McElroy. I'm Chris Plank. And Kaylin Bearpaw will lead things off. The Sapulpa product, first pitch from Deal, is sky towards right field and deep. Boone's got a beat. Oh my goodness, what a catch by Riley Boone. Full extension, chasing it down in foul territory. I want to stand up and chant Boone after that.
Oh my
Unbelievable.
goodness.
1 away. Someone dial up Sports Center. We got our play of the night in the 3rd inning here in Oklahoma City. That's what she does.
She covered so much ground. That's where she was.
Where she is now is well off the right field line as the lefty Celeste Wood takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Scoreless game. We're in the 3rd. Neither team has a hit so far. Oklahoma's had 3 base runners, 2 on walks and 1 on an error as Wood fouls it back. We mentioned the strong Oklahoma contingent on this roster. Wood out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, but Hilldale High School. Got choices there. You could be Fort Gibson. You could be Muskogee, but Hilldale works. So bouncer to Sid Sanders. Charges it. Waits on the big hop. Goes to the bag. And quickly there's 2 away. Thanks to our buddy Doug Hamilton. He's tuned in Hockley, Texas. Melissa Cole, speaking of Bartlesville that we were talking about earlier. Mel's up in Bartlesville. Mark Worley, as always, has us locked in. Trey Linda Kerr. And more. Here's Emma Vickery, the Jinx product. Boy, gets a call there on the frame job by Kinsey Hansen for strike 1. Vickery, the sophomore, is a Jinx Trojan grad. The 0-1 is bounced to the right side. Torres charges, gloves, throws. That's a quick top half of the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. OU continues to roll in the circle behind Kirsten Deal. Can't make that mistake again, Deej, can I?
Don't mix that one up.
We head to the bottom of the third inning. Jada Coleman will lead things off for the Sooners. We're scoreless. Jada reached on an error her last time up, and she rips one to right field, but right at Bear Paw, there's one away. I mean, she smoked that ball, and Bear Paw hardly had to move. Chad is checking in from Gravette, Arkansas. Dodger Blaine out in Fort Mojave. Will and Bobby from Vanceburg, Kentucky. Bobby's out in Kiefer tonight. Kevin, Carey, and Coda the Dog are tuned in Blanchard, America. Dwayne and Stacy in Arlington. Is the first pitch to Brito is a little bit in, ball one. Brito reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning, forcing out Coleman at first base. Forcing out Coleman at second base, reaching first base. These details have escaped me tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Line drive, right field, falling fast, diving, but missing the opportunity for a spectacular play is Bear Paw. Brito round second. She's on her way to third. It's a stand-up triple for Alyssa Brito. And on the first hit of the game, Brito ignites and electrifies the Hall of Fame crowd. Bear Paw looked like she had a beat on it. She came diving in from right field, and it skipped right past her, and Brito was off and running.
Bear Paw playing pretty deep on that one, trying to make her way in to make a play.
T.R.A. Jennings flied out to Bear Paw her last time up. She takes the ball outside. Tonight's game broadcast is brought to you by the Omni Oklahoma City. Discover authentic culture, local flavors in Oklahoma City. Adventure at the Omni. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch to T.R.A. Low and in. See our buddy Chief George Tiger is checked in from up in Bristow. The Lees are in Cedar Park. John May is in Stanton, Texas tonight. Sooner Shea is tuning in from a hospital bed, hoping to take her baby home soon. Congratulations. Shy. I'm sorry, Shy. As the 2-0 pitch misses outside, ball 3. My man Kenneth Matthews is tuned in. Three balls and no strikes. Ball 4. R. Hines said, I thought you said this home plate umpire was money. Looks a little bit like what we had this weekend. Now listen. Listen as Chrissy Stimple makes her way out to the circle. Randy Miller from Miller Hilltop in Bixby. Let's go, Randy.
Rando.
Kate Porter and Amarillo. Okay, all the meetings are over. Here comes the freshman, Ella Parker. First and third, 1 out. Sooners looking to get on the board first, and they will! Ella Parker lines one back up the middle. An RBI single from the freshman, and it's 1-0 Sooners on a laser back up the middle. She saw the pitch she wanted, Destiny, and she ripped it.
Yes, first pitch swinging after 4 straight balls.
Here's K9. Walked her first time up. First and second, the pitch. Low and in, ball 1. That runner first is Parker. The runner at second is Jennings. 1-0 Sooners. Bottom of the third inning. Those on the radio side, the Shades have now covered a majority of the infield except for the one area where the second baseman Jones is for Tulsa. As Hansen lines one foul. Ooh, I don't know if you saw that in the stands, but one fan had it pop out of his hands and the guy next to him caught it. And then he gave it back to the guy who had first contact. That's called fanning. Well done. Hansen working on this 10-game hitting streak. Waits on the 1-1 pitch. Here it comes, and she takes it high. 2 balls and a strike. Jennifer, Debbie, and J.O., Kelly and Kim Walker, Tim Scrives in Lexington, Redhead Sooner. Mara's parents, that's Jay Kennedy and the crew in Frankfort, Kansas. Mara is our athletic trainer, Mara Dickman. Chris Berry's got us tuned in. Advanced Air Force Base. 2-1 way up high, ball 3. Our buddy Jerry Glasgow has us tuned in. William is in South Jersey. Evan's got his ears on. Larry in the St. Pete Soonered in. And Charisse down in Austin. Appreciate everyone letting us know where they are tonight. 3-1 is pop foul down the right side. Is there room for Bear Paw? There is. She makes the catch, crashes up against the wall. Everyone tags and moves up 60. There's 2 away. Throw in forced Parker to slide, but wasn't very close. And now the Sooners need a 2-out hit from Torres. One nothing Sooners. An area that they desperately needed a hit this past weekend. Torres provided it. Can she do it again? Here's the first pitch from Nash, and misses up and away. Jules Chamber on her way to Reeves Park. Watch her son's baseball game. Kevin Goodmiller, C. Mills has us. Kyle King and the King family in Chakotah. Brad and Jolene Ward in Muskogee. A lot of Muskogee talk on the broadcast tonight. Torres rips one up the alley towards left center field. It takes a hop. It hits the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Parker. She'll store. Clutch. Alina Torres, your clutch. A 2-out RBI double into the gap. And Oklahoma takes a 3-zip lead with something we haven't seen. Timely hitting, Destiny.
Yes,
timely hitting.
We have not seen that. I'm very happy to see this. Alina Torres just doing a really good job. Seeing a good pitch, sending it through the gap. Moving those base runners. We didn't see a lot of that this past weekend. It's huge. Just piecing it together. Score the runs.
Here's Cassidy Pickering. First pitch, she swings and lines one right at the shortstop, Edwards, to end the inning. Hurricane Mackenzie Denson, their leadoff hitter, Amani Edwards in the 2-hole, and Haley Morgan. 3 runs for the Sooners on 3 hits, and it all started with a triple from Alyssa Brito as the first pitch from Deal misses low and away, ball 1. Brito came crashing on that. She was ready.
I think they're ready to accept the defensive challenges. Coach Gasso kind of touched on that. A lot of work on defense this week.
Here's the 1-0. Soft slap back to Deal. Gloves it, throws, gets it. All right, I usually stop the shout-outs after the third, but I feel like this is worth talking about. Adam in D.C. has checked in, and he writes, looking for inside info on softball in the spring game this weekend because I've got tickets for all of it. So here's what I can tell you. Weather is a major concern. Mm-hmm. And it seems as if right now the big concern is Saturday. So Amani Edwards digs in. The first pitch to the shortstop is hit hard to second. Torres up, throws 2 away quickly. Wow. Kirsten Deal is efficient tonight. We will know something by Thursday. I know that doesn't help you very much. But here's the problem. And since I got a D in weather and climate and had to drop the class with 3 weeks left at the University of Tulsa, I feel like I'm an expert in this category, Destiny. Either that or Dr. Kevin Clazel texts us updates. That's when they'll have the clarity on this front and the concern for the weather, as the first pitch to Haley Morgan is in for a strike. So I will tell you this much, Adam. I'm hearing from more people that would lead you to believe that something is in the works, but we won't have any clarity until Thursday. As the 0-1 pitch is pop foul. Is there room for Sanders? There is not. Strike 2.
Fans are having to make some plays tonight.
Staying busy. So I hate to get carried away in looking ahead, but I think it's obvious that there is going to be some challenges weather-wise, and it looks like it all falls on Saturday right now, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. No balls and 2 strikes to Haley Morgan. She's 0 for 1, popped out to shorter last time up, takes the 0-2 outside. These Tulsa players are really aggressive. This attack that they've put forth, they're not waiting around for a pitch.
No, they have been great. They've been attacking early in the count, and I think Kirsten Deal has been very effective. She has 1 strikeout. Everything else, she's really trusting her defense and allowing them to put the ball in play.
1-2 is low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-0 Sooners. We're in the 4th. Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. Our producer is Ray Clapmeyer tonight. Thanks to our Sooner Vision crew, Sooner Vision on ESPN+. We can put the pretty pictures with it. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fouled back. And we should mention that I understand we're very spoiled by the production quality of the games at Love's Field and all the different camera angles. With there only being 2 games in Oklahoma City this year in the regular season, we have a little bit of kind of a different crew. It's the amount of travel and getting everything set up here is a bit of a challenge. So that's why there's no replays and things of that nature. Doesn't matter, though, if Deal throws pitches like that. Whoa. 2 balls and 2 strikes. My man Gary Cavens checked in. He said, we sound even better on TV than radio. I know this much. Gary's wife, Jessica's tuned in. She wants to see what this Tulsa team's all about after they beat her Cowgirls this year. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Morgan. Well, you choose. Ball forward hitter. Looks like it caught her hand. Yep. They'll say hit by pitch. So that breaks a string of 11 straight retired by Kirsten Dill. And here's Claire Skaggs. Either give credit to the batter for trying to create something there or Deal for trying to get a little too aggressive coming inside. You pick. First pitch is on the outer edge, strike 1.
Yeah, with the 3-2 count, I think she was just trying to get it right at her hands a little. Obviously, she did a little too much there, but it's a good pitch. She's been able to really handle herself on the mound.
No balls and a strike. This lefty-lefty matchup. Skaggs swings through it. And quickly, it's no balls and 2 strikes. Skaggs went to Westmore. Led her team to a state championship as a sophomore at Westmore. Very athletic family. Dad and mom played ball. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, just missed.
I don't know about that one, Chris. That's your boy back there.
All right, Chad, come on, buddy. We got to turn this around. We got to turn this around. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Deal from the bell brings it home. A little soft slap foul. Just got a piece of it. I mentioned Skaggs' family.
Oh, I think we just had a catcher's interference.
Oh, did we get Kinsey Hansen? Wow, that's a rarity. So catcher's interference leads to the second base runner of the game. I believe this is ruled E2, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check on the score sheet. I'm pretty sure this is an error on the catcher. This is where my favorite score nerds like myself will quickly correct me. But first and second now for Abby Jones. She pops it up, foul and out of play. That's got to be frustrating to be in an 0-2 situation where you're in control and then you lose a batter to the almost rarest of rare calls. Good catch on your part.
Yeah, I mean, I have not seen that, but I saw Kinsey Hansen just take ownership right away. She tapped her chest like, yeah, my bad.
Just watch the replay of it here in the booth. The 0-1 is on the outer edge. No balls and 2 strikes. Just so you're clear, when I say we saw the replay, we're not getting replays, we're not sharing.
We've got a delayed TV screen in here.
Right, we got a very delayed broadcast here. Sorry. I could see someone yell, why are you getting replays and not us? I would never do that. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Best threat of the night for the Golden Hurricane. A hit by pitch to Haley Morgan. And then a 1-2 catcher's interference. It is indeed ruled E2, so each team has an error on the board. 2 being the catcher. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A little out, 2-2. Jones, by the way, as Kinsey Hansen's going to jog out here and chat with her young pitcher. This has been what we've seen a majority of the season from Kirsten Deal. I know sometimes you have a performance like Friday when she came in and kind of struggled a bit against BYU. But this has been more the Deal we've seen. She had a little bit of a rough outing against Baylor. And, gosh, you've got to go back to Long Beach State in the opening weekend of the season to kind of nitpick at a few rough outings she's had. She's been money here so far tonight. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good job by Kirsten Deal working through adversity. Sanika Anderson. 3.32 ERA from Anderson. So Nash's day for now is done. She's on the line for the loss. So the first pitch from Sanders is kind of nuke-lelouched for ball one. 7-4 record for Anderson on the season. Opponents hitting .333 against her as leadoff. 69 strikeouts to 41 walks, and Sanders swings and fouls off the 1-0 pitch for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. Thanks for tuning in tonight, wherever you're watching or listening from, as the 1-1 pitch is a little bit up and in. Anderson, we mentioned the Oklahoma tie, straight out of Shawnee, Oklahoma. The freshman misses with the 2-1, 3-1. Shawnee, Oklahoma, in my world, the home of David Glasgow. Maybe for some of you, the home of former NFL great Darian Gordon. Need any more Shawnee facts? I think I've run out.
I don't have any.
Great flower. Here's the 3-1. Ooh, Sanders thought it was strike or ball 4. Chad Spindler says, no, strike 2. I've heard from my man Kelly Collier that I am no longer allowed to defend Chad behind home
Yeah,
plate.
you better knock it off.
I think we're done. We may break up. Here's the 3-2 to Sanders. Headed home, swings and fouls it back.
What an opportunity for this freshman pitcher. This is a crowd that
it's a crowd unlike Tulsa has probably ever played in front of in softball.
Getting some good experience with this.
I say that as a proud alum. So just so you know, it's not like I'm knocking them.
Yeah.
They don't get to play in front of crowds like this ever.
I mean, the whole lower bowl is full. It's about 4,000 seats.
Ball 4. I think in some ways we take for granted what filling up the lower bowl means and the number of people.
Yeah.
Quick trip down to the bullpen for Tulsa. Who was that was racing down? Mara Moore went sprinting down to the bullpen. So here's Riley Boone, lined out to third, her last time up. First pitch shows bunt, takes it low. No pinch runner yet. Sid Sanders is going to stay over at first. Anderson, by the way, has also hit a few times this season. Her average is at .250 at the plate. She misses outside. Ooh, Chad, what are we doing, bud? Caught the outer edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right, now he's killing me. But in the circle, she's been active for the Golden Hurricane. Boone had a cut, foul tip, strike 2. In the series against East Carolina, I'll double checking the date on this. In the Saturday game, 3 2/3, 2 hits, 3 runs. Boone rips one to third again. Caught by Jones. Are they going to double off Sanders? They are. 2 away. A line drive that Jones picked, similar to the last at bat for Riley Boone. And now there's 2 away on the double play. And you got to be feeling some kind of way if you're in the circle right now for Anderson after working around your leadoff walk.
Another missed opportunity on a base on balls. Getting some good facts here from Karen Johns. The last 21 innings, the Sooners have drawn 24 walks, and only 3 have scored.
First pitch is a ball to Jada Coleman. It's not good. Want to see those come around and score. By the way, I would like to point out a horrific omission from my Shawnee litany of information. Creed Humphrey. The 1-0 pitch misses outside, 2-0.
He's on some billboards around here.
Creed Humphrey's everywhere, man. Guy's become a legend since he went to that Unfortunate team in the AFC West. Here's the 2 balls and no strike
From a
pitch.
Raider fan.
Oh, my gosh. They're just killing me. Jada takes strike 1. Though it is kind of cool when you see that OU presence in Blake Bell, James Winchester, Creed Humphrey, all getting Super Bowl rings. Wanya Morris, he's slated as their starting left tackle right now for next year. My bad, Shawnee Faithful, as Jada gets a timeout, which is a rarity in this era of the action clock. 2-1 count, though. Anderson's ready. The righty rocks and fires. Coleman takes it a little up, ball 3. Nothing Sooners. I haven't given you the score in a while. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Sooners. The 3-1 to Jada. Ooh, she had a cut. Missed it. A rarity.
Anderson doesn't seem to be throwing the ball very hard. I think on that swing, Jada was just a little early on that.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Lifted, fouled on the left field line and well out of play. 1 hop, fan caught it midair. Nice. This inning started with a leadoff walk to Sanders. She was erased on the line out by Riley Boone. A little bit too far off the bag. The 3-2 pitch to Jada. Popped up left field. Is there room for Dinson? There is. She makes the play in foul territory, and the Sooners go quietly in the 4th. First pitch in the top of the 5th inning from Kirsten Deal is in for a strike to Macy Cole. Cole in the game is 0 for 1, popped out back to the circle. Along with Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. Tonight's game broadcast is brought to you by the Omni OKC. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. The 0-1 is way outside. Like what you've seen so far from Kirsten Deal?
Yeah, she has been very impressive. I like that she's allowing her defense to work. She's not trying to overpower in the circle. She's mixing her speeds and working in and out.
1-1 pitch is a little bit up, 2-1. I like it whenever she has a little bit of a swagger to her.
Yeah.
You know, she's
just looked very confident.
She's quietly confident. She's got a fiery personality in the circle. The 2-1 is in for a strike. And she's got no choice. She's got to be good. Ready? Kirsten, no pressure. You got to be good if this team is going to be able to make it a 4-peat. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Pop foul and out of play. A night like tonight is incredibly reassuring. And again, it's so, I say this a lot, it's just the level of expectation.
Yeah.
Like, this is a team that won 70 straight games. You're not allowed to have a bad outing.
Yeah. I think it's, everybody wants to talk about how they lost. To me, it's not the fact that they lost. It's the fact that they're not producing.
Oh, what a play. Diving play by Brito on a line drive into the 5-6 hole. Brito full extension. Took away a base hit.
Oh, my goodness.
One away.
I mean, she snagged that out of thin air.
Unbelievable.
What a play.
Here's Kaylin Bearpaw. First pitch to the right-handed hitting right fielder. Bounce to Brito. She makes it look easy. Throws across, 2 away. You had the amazing play by Riley Boone to start the 3rd. And then you get Brito with a sensational diving catch. Just heard from our buddy Eric Lopez in the Circle podcast. Good reminder that this is the last regular season game for Oklahoma here at Hall of Fame, but the Big 12 championship is right around the corner. First pitch to lefty Wood is low for ball 1. And as I understand, there are still some tickets available. You can go to Big12Sports.com, Soonersports.com. Right here in OKC, the final Big 12 tournament for OU. The 1-0 is in for a strike. I will say,
that's crazy. I didn't think about that.
May 8th through the 11th is the actual dates. Sooners, see how I do off the top of my head. We've got Houston this weekend. Speaking of our buddy Eric Lopez, we're going to Orlando next weekend. We're only a couple weeks away from Bedlam to wrap this thing up. The 1-1 is high, 2-1. All session tickets available at Big12Sports.com. If Oklahoma wins the regular season championship, they would automatically advance to the quarterfinals. In fact, both the 1 and 2 seeds don't have to worry about playing in the first round. The 2-1 pitch is a little bit low. So if the Sooners win the Big 12, their first game would be Thursday, May 9th at 1:30. Pardon me, that's incorrect. Thursday, May 9th at 5 o'clock. The 2 seed plays at 1:30. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Deal. Line down the left field line, foul. And with 9 games remaining, this sounds like a ridiculous thing to kind of look up. But I do think the Sooners, I think they're in a position to where they, even if they lost the rest of their Big 12 games, I still don't think they would finish last, is what I looked up. I have too much free time, Destiny, on game days.
I'm looking at the rotations of the SEC tournament for...
Hey, 3-2 is popped up. On the infield, T.R.A. Jennings is under and makes the catch. Inning over. Let's touch on that when we come back. 5th inning is presented by the Hal Smith Restaurant and Athletic Conference Tournament. As the first pitch to Alyssa Brito is looped into center field, falling fast. It's down for a hit. Make it a 2-hit night for Alyssa Brito. And the Sooners have the leadoff hitter aboard again. In 5 innings now, the Sooners have put the leadoff hitter aboard 4 times. Ugh.
Brito has responded well, making really good defensive plays, getting herself on base.
First pitch outside. And I think it's fair to say we were wanting to see a little bit better body language from Brito. Not as if it's ever a problem, but just she seemed frustrated at times this weekend. This is great to see tonight.
Yeah, I definitely felt some frustration. I mean,
1-0 is low, 2-0.
There were a lot of frustrating things that went on with the Sooners last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But for Brito to respond the way that she is tonight, it's refreshing. It's good to see.
Jennings is 0 for 1 with a walk, and she swings through strike 2. Yeah, right now, according to most of the brackets, including our buddy Eric Lopez, looks like Tulsa's not right now one of the 2 teams projected in from the American. So they need a win like something tonight and to knock off Charlotte this week. And as the 1-2 misses up and away, 2-2. Charlotte's projected as an at-large team right now out of the American. I happen to pull up one of the bracketologists, and the regional they have in Oklahoma is Kentucky, Liberty, and Iona. Here's the 2-2. Up high, ball 3. And the 16, they've got Washington there right now.
Ooh.
Long way to go, though. We've got
some time.
We've got 3 more weeks of Big 12 play. A lot can happen in that time. Full count to Jennings.
That would be a good matchup, though.
I'm here for it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, that's a rarity. Runner goes to throw down. They're going to get Brito. It's a strike him out, throw him out, double play. What a job by Vickery behind the plate. 2 outs. And the Sooners, even with this 3-zip lead, frustration continues in the runners in scoring position department, or at least getting runners in scoring position in this case.
I think that was a missed hit and run. I feel like Jennings doesn't typically swing at a pitch like that, and Brito was on her horse.
First pitch to Parker. Oh, here we go. Eric Lopez has checked in. He's got Tulsa as his first 4 out, one of his first 4 out. We do bracketology for those of you that don't watch softball nonstop 24/7, 365, just like you see in basketball. The 1-0 pitch to Parker is in for a strike. Ella Single drove in a run and scored a run. She has been fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic. 1-1 takes it high. The RBI for Ella Parker was her 37th of the season. True freshman, y'all. She's just going to get better. The 2-1. Reaches, grounds it to third. Nice job staying down on it by Jones. Long throw. She gets her. A quiet bottom of the fifth. Oklahoma essentially 3 up and 3 down. Now line up defensively. Pickering still out and left with Coleman in center. Boone in right. Sanders deep at first. Brito even with the bag at third. Jennings at short, deep at second, and Torres. And the first pitch to Kennedy Kramer is in for a strike. As we see our first pinch hitter of the game is Kennedy Kramer, the prior Oklahoma product. No balls and a strike as Deal deals, misses high. This is really just an opportunity for me to try to brag about how many of the school's nicknames that I know. Prior. I believe the Prior Tigers. Tigers or Wildcats? I'm suddenly blanking on this. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
And I wish I could help you, but I'm not familiar with these high schools here.
I'm not looking at Twitter, by the way. I'm figuring this out myself, just so you know. One ball and 2 strikes. You can save your tweets. Here's the pitch to Kramer, a little bit up.
Kelly Parsons was a prior native, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Livia Raines, who was with Tulsa for a while, was a prior Tiger. I knew I was.
Tigers.
Did I say Tigers? Wasn't that one of them? Tigers or Wildcats?
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Doesn't matter if you're a Tiger or a Wildcat, you're headed back to the bench because Kirsten Deal is dealing. Strikeouts are brought to you, as always, by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. It's not a big strikeout night for Deal, just 2, but Destiny, as you pointed out, she's making and trusting her defense, making her defense work and trusting them. First pitch to Denson is low, ball 1.
And not only that, she has really worked to get the leadoff batters out. Every inning, she has gotten the leadoff hitter out. That's a big deal.
1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch to Denson. In for a strike, 1-1. To kind of give you some perspective on that, in the loss to BYU, not to open up an old wound, but in the first, third, fifth, sixth, and seventh, BYU put the leadoff hitter aboard. Oh, nasty 1-1 pitch that catches the outer edge. Looked like Denson wanted to slap at it. She's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the first inning and grounded out back to Deal in the fourth.
And that's everyone's goal on both sides. You want your leadoff batter to get on when you're on offense, and on defense, you want the leadoff batter out. It just sets the tone, kills the momentum one way or the other.
Just like that. Called strike 3, 2 away. 3-0 Sooners. We're in the top of the 6th inning. And Kirsten Deal is working on arguably her best performance in a Sooner uniform. 3rd strikeout of the game. Here's Amani Edwards. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Tomball, Texas product is low. Boy, this has ended up being a gorgeous night. They haven't even had to power on the lights yet. No, just now starting to come on. Edwards takes strike 1. Lonnie Edwards has been a consistent part of this Tulsa attack for a couple of years now. Been on a nice run. Went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 3 RBI in the win over East Carolina on Sunday. The one misses outside, 2-1. She also hit her 4th home run of the season. Last home run had come on March 29th before leaving the yard this weekend. She is fast, She lifts one to shallow left field. Pickering circles under and makes the catch. Inning over. How about this from Kirsten Steele? Zeros across the board. 7th inning. I think that ended up making the final score like 7-0, but always seems like it's a tight game anytime Oklahoma plays Tulsa. Tonight, no different, as Riley Ludlam will pinch hit here and takes the first pitch up and away for ball one.
It is. It is always a good matchup against Tulsa. Sometimes you'll see them in the regional. I mean, they're a tough opponent.
Up and away for ball two. One of my very first TV games I ever did was an Oklahoma-Tulsa game. I'm trying to look at the year. It was in Norman.
I get nervous when you start talking about the first games you did.
The 2-0 is low and in. Well, it was Lauren's, I believe, senior season. So that would be, 15? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it wasn't 15. But it was a one-zip game. It was 14.
Oh, great. My senior year.
3-0 is in for a strike. You guys won it. But it was 1-0, and I think the only run was a Chamberlain home run. It was.
Yeah. No, they're a tough opponent. Were we there?
We were here. We were at OU.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Popped up behind home plate for Ludlam, and that's well out of play. They were regular. I think that was part of one of the tournaments that Oklahoma does every year. I mean, 17 in the postseason was amazing. A 10-inning game. In fact, they played a 10-inning game on a Wednesday night in Norman where Paige Parker had a double that helped lead to the game-winning run. Here's the 3-2. Ludlam stays alive, fouls it back. And then had to battle on their path towards a national championship in 2017 to beat Tulsa twice, including coming from behind in extra innings.
Yeah, they are a tough opponent. And going there is tough to play. I don't know why.
Check swing on a pitch out. Ball 4. Riley Ludlam reaches. Now, don't get me wrong. 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two teams have been run rule wins. And Tulsa has only scored 1 run, including 0 tonight. And now the last 8 meetings against OU combined. But historically, this has been a tough out. Here's Elena Torres. Sooners up 3-zip, looking to pad that lead. First pitch in for a strike. Just off that outer edge. Torres has had a nice night. 1 for 2 with a 2-run double in the third. Sooners' only runs coming in that third. Here's the 0-1. Bouncer back to the circle. Could be 2. No! Thrown into center field. Ludlam fell down, so she'll just stay at second base.
Whoops.
Okay, that's unfair of me. I'm sorry, Riley. I'm sorry to the Ludlam family. She had slid, and it just, when she tried to get up, it wasn't happening. So saying she fell down is a little bit unfair for the radio audience. But it was a mistake by Anderson, who threw it into center field. And a little bit of confusion on who was covering, because Jones, the second baseman, ran in front of the bag. Here's Avery Hodge, shows bunt, takes a strike. That was just all kinds of confusion.
Jones at second base was coming into, I think, field that ball, thinking it was going to bounce over Anderson.
I think you're right. We're getting that replay in our booth now. That shows you how delayed things are. Yeah, I think you're right. I think she was going charge in the back row. Hodge takes strike 2. Avery's up to 295 with her average this season. Has really, if I use the term, has had a good feel. It seems like she's had a good feel recently at the plate. 0-2, line drive, base hit down the left field line. It's fair. Patty Gasso will hold up Riley Ludlam at third. What a 2-strike swing from Avery Hodge, who lines it down the left field line, and the bases are loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning for Sid Sanders. Got to warm your heart to see a slapper do that.
you were talking about her before, and I think she has really stepped up this season. I think when she's called upon, she's been very clutch.
Here's Sid Sanders. First pitch is outside.
And yes, as a slapper, that is really good placement.
Sanders has walked twice tonight. I say it like that's a surprise. She's the team leader in walks, and she hammers one deep to right field. It's a grand slam home run from Sid Sanders that got out of here in a hurry. And Oklahoma has blown this game open in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's now 7-0 Sooners. That ball was scorched over the right field wall. Thing ran a 4.35 40 getting out of here. An absolute laser, and that'll do it for Anderson.
There's no one better to come up to bat with nobody on, nobody out. Get a rally started after that grand slam than Riley Boone.
Riley Boone. She's 0 for 2 on the night. She's hit it hard twice to third. The crowd chants Boone. She had a fantastic catch in right field as well. And the first pitch is up and away for ball one. If you want to nitpick tonight, there's been a couple of opportunities where the Sooners weren't able to score runs as Boone takes ball two. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Where the Sooners weren't able to get a clutch hit, or maybe got bit by a hard hit ball and a line drive and a double play. But defensively, fantastic. Pitching, fantastic. 2-0, inside corner, strike one. I mean, that kind of looked like where the pitch before was.
Plank,
it's my guy,
this
though.
is your man.
It's my guy. Never doubt Chad Spidler. Here's the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch to the Sooner right fielder Riley Boone. Ball three. I asked Boone about her first recruiting trip and what she remembers about it. And she said, I don't remember anything because it was so long ago. Here's the 3-1. Boone takes ball four. There's the game-ending run. On a walk to Boone, and here comes Jada. Remember, in those, I say in those days, but we are going back, what, eight years, her first, this was when you could recruit in like 8th grade. And
Yeah. Yeah, they were young. I remember the hype of Jada Coleman. Yeah, I mean, she was young.
Here's the first pitch to the Colony, Texas product. It's low and away for ball one. Jada has hit the ball hard twice. She lined out to right. She reached on an error in the first. Wouldn't this be a cool spot for her to hit one over the right field wall and just send us all home happy? The 1-0, outside of the TU fans that are tuned in. That misses low and away, ball two. Tulsa, though, still vying, still fighting. They've got a big series this weekend against Charlotte. If they can take that series, they suddenly could be knocking on the door. Here's the 2-0. In for a strike. Good pitch. Seven runs now on 6 hits for the Sooners. Brito's got 2 of them. Sid Sanders, a grand slam home run. It's 7-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-1. Line drive deep to left center field. Caught out of nowhere. Denson came racing in from left field and made the catch to take away extra bases. And there's one away.
Denson out there covering so much ground. That was a deep shot to left center field.
Here's Alyssa Brito. What a night for Brito. 2 for 3 on the evening for Brito. First pitch, in for a strike. Heard from our friend Tara Henry earlier. I was watching her and Gray on their podcast this week talk about the wild week in softball as the 0-1 to Brito is grounded foul. And it got me thinking.
It was a crazy week.
I don't know if we've seen a week like it. Of the top 10 teams that played, because Washington didn't play this weekend, 8 of the 9 lost a game.
Yeah.
Either to a midweek opponent or in their series over the weekend. That's just unheard of.
Yeah, it was a rough week for softball.
The 0-2 pitch is low and in 1-2.
But good. It's good because you want to see stuff like that.
You do.
Yeah.
And this is a good night for some good midweek games as well. LSU and Louisiana Lafayette are squaring off in Baton Rouge. That's been a fun one to follow this evening. LSU at last check had a 4-2 lead in the top of the 6th. Brito takes ball 2 outside. That's where it still is in Baton Rouge. 4-2 LSU leading Louisiana. The Ragin' Cajuns, who have had a great season, they're on their way to the tournament. Most likely still ranked in the top 25. Virginia has been shut out by Va-Tech tonight as Brito takes, hit by pitch. She'll head on down to first base. Score is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. It's a busy night for midweeks in the Big 12. Cyhawks series canceled tonight due to weather. Idaho State is leading BYU in the top of the second, 2-zip. Make it make sense.
Oh, my goodness.
Baylor leads UT Arlington 3-2 in the 4th, and Houston and Lamar are in a good one, top of the 4th, 8-7 there. First pitch to Tiare Jennings is fouled back for strike 1. Tiare is due. 0 for 2 on the night. Walked in the 3rd and scored a run. Has a chance to end this game in a run rule fashion. With runners at 1st and 2nd and only 1 out, Sooners up 7-0. The pitch is low, 1-1. This has turned into an absolutely gorgeous evening. Lights have just come on as now shade covers the entire surface and the fans. You were getting some sun earlier.
Wind is dying down just a little bit.
Just a bit. The 1-1 way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, the flags at center field. The 2 USA softball flags flanking Old Glory. They were blowing straight out when we got here, but they're calm, cool, and collective right now at rest. Even a slight breeze. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch to Jennings. In for a strike, 2-2. I have a couple of my buddies that have only been to this facility for the World Series. So they were blown away to learn that there was actually another fence and another warning track behind it.
Yeah. The bleachers aren't in.
The 2-2. Line drive, base hit, left center field. Riley Boone headed home. Ball game. Walking off Tiare Jennings. The Sooners take out the Golden Hurricane in run rule fashion. And Kirsten Gill with the no-no. 0 runs for the Golden Hurricane. 0 hits. 6 innings of absolute brilliance in the circle from Gill.